Hey YouTube, this here is Big Country with Big Country Survivor, and yeah, middle of the night here, and I've just been doing some thinking. So figured I'd come out here and daggone it, dog. Must get under your feet. But I figured I'd come out here and share a little what I've been thinking about. I've been watching some of the videos out here on YouTube, and it's not so much the guys making the videos, but why they're making the videos. One of the channels that I watch does a big thing on like going around stores and showing you all the neat stuff that's in them, and what he says, they've been really popular. You know, and that ain't a bad idea. I mean, that ain't bad things to do. People know what's out there and everything else. But people just seem to get caught up, and I know especially I can say in America, the American prepping thing as a whole, American prepping movement as a whole seems to really get caught up in buying things. I mean, I can find myself guilty of it. But it's like, guys, you don't need the newest, latest, greatest AR-15. You know, find your old Russian surplus AK or an old Mosin, or shoot a lever action 30-30. If you don't have a gun, get a gun. Alright, start off with a pistol. I'm not going to get in on this video what pistols I think are best, but I mean, start off, get you a gun. I mean, those are things like that you know, you should have. They're a good idea to have. The year supply of food, that's a good idea. It's something you ought to have. Medical supplies, that's a good idea to have. But people just concentrate on buying, and they don't concentrate on skills that will actually, in my opinion, increase your chances of survival a lot more than having a basement full of beans and rice. Alright? I mean, yeah, it's good to have a basement full of beans and rice or whatever. You know, those are good things to have, and it'll up your chances of survival. But if you don't have the skills and the strength and the endurance to back it up and to defend that and to get more, you're just screwed. Alright? You are. Because when that food runs out and you don't have any real way of getting any more, you know, you're not self-sufficient. Eventually it will run out. Your food will run out. You'll have to get more. And if you don't have any idea, if you've never planted a garden and canned your own food and things like that before in your life, I mean, if you've never done that, you don't do that regular. I mean, I've been doing it for my whole life. I've been working in the garden and had animals pretty much my entire life in one form or another. And there's still stuff that I know I have a lot to learn. My parents have been doing it for their whole lives, and there's still stuff that they don't know. I mean, there's a big learning curve on that, and those are the skills that I'm talking about. Skills like farming, skills like blacksmithing, improvising. Improvising is a skill. I don't care what anyone says. The ability to jerry-rig something, make it work, that is a skill. And that's a skill that cannot be taught. Alright? You just can't. You can't teach it. You have to figure it out in your head. There's a switch in your head that you have to be able to click. But, you know, and there's lots of videos out there, good information videos out there on skills that you can learn. But, and you know, how to learn these skills, but they don't seem to get as many hits that I see as the people who were just talking about going to Wally World and building a bug out bag for under $50. Not saying that ain't a cool idea, but you gotta learn skills. I mean, you're screwed if you don't. You're screwed if you do not know how to take care of yourself when the grid goes down and your food runs out or gets taken. Say you do blacksmith. Do you know how to make your own charcoal? When the propane runs out or your coal shipment run out, do you know how, or you know, and you can't go to the store and buy more charcoal, do you know how to make your own charcoal? Say you have to up and move, and you're a blacksmith, and you wind up getting in with another group and they say, well, what can you do? I say, well, I'm a blacksmith. Okay, well, we don't have a forge here. Say, do you know how to build one? From some rocks you found down over there in the creek. Some folks say creek, I say crick. Don't judge me. Alright, I mean, these are all just things, and I do blacksmithing a little bit. I dabble in it. So that's just kind of one of my things I'm working on to add to my repertoire. And, you know, so that's just the example I'm giving, but it can be for anything from medical. I mean, do you know how to be a doctor when you don't have antibiotics? Do you know what kind of plants are out there in the woods in your area? Do you know what kind of plants are out there, how to find them, and what they cure? Up here in this woods is the only pharmacy you need, right here, for every poison. And where was I? Had some technical difficulties. God gave us this pharmacy out here. Do you know how to get to it? And this can apply to anything from mechanicking to, you know, animal husbandry. I mean, because defense isn't really a viable option. I mean, yeah, maybe, but everyone and their brothers, you know, in the prepping community, there's a bunch of veterans out there that have had combat experience. There's a bunch of police out there that have had experience in that. So don't think you're going to be able to get by as being this tactical expert with a gun. You're going to have some skills that pay the bills, so to speak. You're going to have to. Alright, guys. I mean, this is just me talking here. And, I mean, y'all, stuff is a good thing to have. And it, you know, you can, you know, stuff will put, you know, be food on your table and medicine and everything else, but eventually that's going to run out, or you're going to have to leave it, or it'll get stolen, or something's going to happen. You're not going to have it. So what then? What skills do you have? You're going to have to carry your bug out bag. You're going to have to hoof it. Are you strong enough to do it? Are you strong enough to do manual labor for a day? If you can't do manual labor for one day, And I mean manual labor like digging ditches and splitting firewood. If you can't do that, you need to work on that right now. I ain't saying go to the gym. I'm saying go out and split firewood. I'm saying go out and work. Go out and walk up your hills. Go out and walk all day with a bug out bag. I'm telling you to do that. That's stuff you'll actually be using. You're not going to go be picking up dumbbells to survive. Alright, you're going to be carrying a bug out bag. You're going to be splitting firewood. You're going to be digging ditches. You're going to be fixing houses. Anyway, I'm back. You're going to be doing all this to try and survive. And before I run out of storage on my phone, I'm going to call her quits. This is Big Country signing off. Like and subscribe. Please. God bless.